Hey there, RedHawks Nation. So the waterfall wasn't quite working out. It was a little too wet. So I decided, in my efforts to stay far away from COVID-19, I now live on this big rock. And you're watching the R360 News. If you zoomed in on me again.
Good morning, RedHawks Nation, and welcome to your R360 morning announcements. I'm your host, Mrs. Sabrin. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, and day 3 on the school calendar, if you're following. We didn't hold a 360 news broadcast yesterday in support of justice, equality, and human rights. Hopefully, this gave families a chance to have some important conversations together. If you have any questions, talk to a parent, email one of your teachers or principals, and set up a Google Meet to talk about it. Watch for more information and an important student exercise coming in the school weekly news email on Friday. It's time to check out all of our Art 360 submissions from this past week with the prompt word animal. Let's take a look at the art that students submitted and also turn it over to James Plett for our final prompt word for the Art 360 segment.
Thanks for your submissions, RedHawks Nation. This week's prompt is character.
AJ and Chris Peters have launched their own YouTube channel, showcasing trick shots and astounding feats. Let's take a look at the premiere video on their new channel.
Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing the roof roller shot. I'm going to shoot it over there. It's going to roll on top of the roof, go to the front yard, and land in the basketball net. Okay, here we go.
Yeah! Yeah!
You win! Let's go!
Check out The Perfect Dudes on YouTube for more trick shots. Speaking of budding internet sensations, Mrs. Manning's Craft Corner is back. Let's turn it over to the Rosemont master in all things crafty, Miss Manning.
Hey RedHawks Nation, and welcome back to Mrs. Manning's Crafting Corner. Today we're going to be making some COVID stress relievers, or stress balls, whatever you want to call them. As you can see, we're outside today because we're going to be working with some sand, and sand does not belong in the house. Do you hear that, kids? It doesn't belong in the house. So I guess you could say then that today's theme would be less mess, less stress, or maybe less stress, less mess. Either way, it really works, I guess. Okay, so today we need 4 things again. And as you can see, we need a funnel, a container of sand, a shovel or something to put the sand into the balloon, or into the funnel, sorry, and then a balloon. Preferably a bigger balloon, okay guys? Because a little one, that's going to be a lot of work. So this craft is going to be done hopefully fairly quickly because there's only a few steps. So I'll show you. Okay, so our first step is to take our funnel and slide the balloon end over top of the funnel. Or would that be the bottom? Whichever, this end. Okay, and hold it there. Now you're going to take your sand, which hopefully doesn't have as many clumps as mine does. And you're going to slowly sift it in here. And you're going to have to bounce it around to get it to go all the way down, especially if it's a bit wet. And you might have to bang it to get it down there. Okay, so this is obviously going to take a lot longer than I actually thought it would. So just hang in there. Keep going. Well, except for this stuff. Okay, so if this is taking longer than you thought, then maybe just get like mom or dad to help you. They might also get frustrated. Maybe less than I am. This maybe wasn't supposed to take this long. I think the no clumps thing helps. Nice and easy. Slow and steady, I think, is the saying, wins the race. Okay, so once you have a fair amount in there, either if you know how or mom or dad know how, you just want to tie a knot, not like that, tie a knot in the top so that none of the sand comes out when you're walking around or playing with it. Nice and tight like that. Okay. Okay, so this week's craft is pretty easy to clean up. So the funnel goes back into the dishwasher and the sand goes back into the sandbox. So apparently last week's craft was terrible because 0 of you people made it. So if you want to keep seeing craft videos, then make this stuff and send us pictures. Okay?
Thank you, Mrs. Manning, and you may have noticed that I am joined live in studio by a special guest this morning, the iconic mascot for Mrs. Manning's segment. In breaking news, we would like to introduce a brand new Name That Mascot contest. If you have an idea for this little guy's name, email your suggestions to redhawks360@rrbsd.ca. The deadline for entries is this Friday, and the top entries will be put to a vote by RedHawks Nation. The winner will receive a pair of free items in the hockey pool box break. One for you, one for a friend. Speaking of this unnamed mascot, he was also the subject of a different school contest this weekend, as hidden in the school weekly news on Friday. All students who followed the instructions to locate the marshmallow and then email redhawks360@rrbsd.ca can be found on the wheel. Let's spin it twice to find the winner.
BF Oxford, which is Gavin.
Congratulations to the winner of the San Jose Sharks, Gavin.
Yep.
Which Gavin?
Gavin Lemoyne.
Gavin Lemoyne. And the winner of the Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues is
Grayson Seaman.
Grayson.
Grayson has already won a team, so he will have to gift that team to a friend.
Okay, and we will await who he's giving it to. The R360 News team would like to send out huge happy birthday wishes to Beckett Friesen and Chelsea Greening for Tuesday, June 6th. Happy birthday, Beckett and Chelsea.
Shalice.
Sorry. Reading error. But I got your last name right.
Yeah.
So there we go. And as we sign off today, we have a pair of videos to show you this morning. First, from our in-house YouTuber, Isaiah's Ideas, as we blast back to a cold day in February 2018 for a science demonstration. Is the video?
Yeah.
The video will be followed by a very important interview by Eli Duick. Eli will be interviewing his dad, who is a Rosenort grad. Eli's interview provides some very important information about his dad's experience in the hard of hearing community. Have a great day learning from home, everyone. This is Mrs. Sabrin signing off.
Hi guys, welcome to Isaiah's Ideas, and today we're going to show you the Mpemba effect. So we throw boiling hot water into the air, and it freezes like a big cloud. So right now I think it's like minus 21 Celsius out here. Let's see what happens.
Sweet, let's get out of the way. Come here, kids. Wait for it.
And that is the Mpemba effect. Alright guys, so now I'm going to do it.
Wait for me, bud.
Woo, wait. And that's how you do it.
Hi RedHawk Nation, this is Eli Duick, and I'm going to be interviewing my dad for my class assignment. When did you lose your hearing?
I was born with hearing loss.
When did you get your first hearing aid?
I got it when I was about 3 years old.
How does it feel to have a hearing aid in your ear?
It's the only thing I know. I haven't ever been without a hearing aid, so that's all I know, so it feels normal.
What are some advantages of being hard of hearing?
Some advantages are when I go to sleep, I can take my hearing aid out and I don't have to hear any kids running around or being noisy in bed, or I also have some advantages of being able to participate in some sporting events that are for the deaf or the hard of hearing, so that's been fun for me.
Do you know anyone else who is hard of hearing?
I know lots of people. I've been involved in many deaf and hard of hearing events where I've made some very good friends that are deaf and hard of hearing as well.
Cool. How expensive are hearing aids, and how often do you need to buy one?
Well, hearing aids can vary in price, probably anywhere from maybe $500. The hearing aid that I have now is probably a couple of $1,000, and I probably have to replace them once every 7 to 10 years or so.
Do you like having your hearing aid off at night?
Yes.
How often do you need to change the batteries?
The battery for this hearing aid, I have to change about once every week or a week and a half or so.
Do you need people to face you so you can read their lips?
I do. I definitely need them to face me, and so that I can see their lips. I've learned over the years to do a very good job of being able to lip read. Yes.
Do you ever use sign language?
I can use sign language only a little bit. I don't know very much sign language. I know the alphabet and then some other words, but I'm trying to learn more and more every year.
Okay. Would you prefer to talk on the phone or video chat or email?
Well, I always prefer email, but video chat would probably be second. It's much easier because, again, I can read the lips when I can do video chat.
Okay. Do you like big crowds or one-on-one? Why?
Always one-on-one. I would prefer one-on-one all the time because then I only have to focus on one person. If it's a big crowd, then I've got to try and hear what everybody is saying in the big crowd, and I often can't read lips that fast.
Would you rather see bands play music or just listen to a CD?
Oh, I probably just listen to a CD because then I can put headphones on, or I can listen to it just myself. I don't have to. It's very much harder for me to understand music when it's not directly into my ears.
How do you feel about going to the movie theaters with no closed captioning?
It's very much more difficult, especially for cartoons, animated movies. It's much more difficult because they don't move their lips the way you and I would. With a movie like Star Wars or something like that, I can usually understand what they're saying because I can read their lips while they're talking.
Ooh. Do you think that they need to spend more money so that everyone can fully enjoy going to the movies?
Definitely, they need to have better closed captioning or better hearing devices for those that need it.
Do you have anything else you would like to say about being hard of hearing?
I would just say that everybody should, if you're encountering somebody that is hard of hearing, to look at them and always enunciate your words when you're talking to them. It'll make it a lot easier for those people to understand.
Okay.